All right.
No,
Welcome back.
Oh,
Welcome back, everyone, to Kirby Forgotten Land. Today we're going into a summit.
scale the cement summit.
Yeah. Now to let everyone know, for the first 4 parts, I've actually been out for a while. I had an alien doppelganger here the entire time.
Yeah, from the compression dimension.
Yeah. So sorry if you couldn't hear him.
Well, it's good to be back. It's been about 2 months for me.
Yep. It's it's probably been about 2 months for me too. I don't know. I don't really think about the time all that much. But yeah.
So I believe it from here on out. I think I said this before, but I do believe from here on out, just about every level has, and by just about I mean every level has a upgrade scroll from here on out.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and each upgrade is a little different. And sometimes it can make the copy ability more powerful, or maybe it won't.
Yeah, I believe we've seen this so far with the upgraded upgrades that the shopkeep gives you for magma and the double cutter.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
a thing to note about it, if I haven't said already, is if you miss any copy abilities in the levels, there's a helpful NPC in the Waddle Dee town that can tell you about them.
Yeah.
They'll tell you which level that you've missed copy ability scroll in.
Yep. He's the only one wearing a graduate's hat.
Must be well educated to give hints.
He must have. Or he saw the game's programming.
Yeah.
Which power do I choose? You chose the wrong one, by the way.
Oh, right. Is it a mission?
Yeah, this is the mission. You have to take this new enemy, whose name escapes me at the moment. You have to take her out with the ice.
Florina.
You have to take her out with the ice ability, which is something that I do later. But you know, I'm dumb.
And I believe this is also the final mid boss of the game.
Yeah.
The game only has 5 of them, I believe. No, wait, or is it 4?
There's I think it's 4. There's the
less than I remember.
Gigant. There's Bonkers.
Gigant Edge, Bonkers, Mr. Frosty, Florina.
Yeah, I think it's just 4. But yeah,
yep.
Florina is pretty much just the only newcomer in terms of the new bosses.
A pretty small amount this time around, really.
Yeah.
Star Allies did only have 5 itself, but yeah,
I think that's
and it gives us the game's final copy ability, Tornado.
Yep, pretty much works like it does in Kirby Adventure and other games that have it, except in a 3D space.
Yeah, become a difficult to control. Did you lose it already?
Yes.
Oh no, it's back. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for him. But yeah, become a rampaging, difficult to control, spinning top of death. B initiates the tornado attack, and you can press B while doing it, or hold the button while throughout the duration.
Yeah.
And it will end the tornado with a additional sort of extra big tornadoes blast.
Doesn't it do that? Like if
something interesting about
doesn't it do that if you like release it early as well?
Yeah, if you hold the button and then you let go while holding, it will do that. But you can also just press and then press again, which I think is more convenient. That's the cool thing about it in this game is that it lets is that you sort of carry around the enemies caught in your tornado attack with you, and then at the end you can kind of fire them out as sort of curving projectiles.
Right.
It also lets you maintain your jump height for a long period during the tornado attack.
Oh yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, don't be like me, because I completely missed the side room.
You're gonna have to go back for that, yeah.
Yeah. It was off to the left.
Oh dear, oh
It was
dear.
off to the left, and you know, it's not hard to find them if you keep an open eye, because a lot of them are just hidden off camera. That if you walk towards that spot, you know, when you walk closer to it, the camera will reveal its location. The game does that quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it can be easy to forget that, hey, there's stuff over there.
Yeah. It's often marked, I think, with like special doors and such, but the game can be quite good, this game in particular, at hiding special sort of secret areas.
Yeah, especially later on in the game.
So that was one of the few times we do sort of a whatever it's called, the hand glider mouthful mode.
I think it's just Arch.
It's just
I think it's Arch.
Okay. Just sort of like a flying, gliding segment. If you've played Mario Galaxy 2, they're similar to that one bird thing. Its name escapes me.
Bird.
But yeah, you fly through obstacles, constantly moving forward, avoid, go through rings. Cool stuff. And that blue star would send you back to the beginning of that segment if there was anything you missed. So that's nice.
Yeah, I think
there are a few mouthful modes that are like that. That will give you a blue star to try again.
Yeah, one of them is in World 3, as we'll get to later.
A nice on rails, but rarely seen change of pace in this game. That one.
I will say that some of the blue star sections, I guess I'm only saying this for Arch, but the Arch mouthful mode made going back to this level in particular kind of tedious, because you have to go through that whole section again.
Yeah, and there's no way to really speed it up.
No. None whatsoever. There's no skip this section, because it's...
Well, no, because there's important collectibles and such, but there's no like sort of speed up function for it either.
Nope.
Now, while you're going back for this hit secret area to get last Waddle Dees and such, now it's time to talk about the copy abilities. Because this is the last one. There's only 12 in this game, and I think that's pretty fair shout for first 3D outing,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another thing with Tornado. Using it lets you go over spikes.
It may also explain the lack of mini bosses, as a lot of the mini bosses have Kirby's abilities.
Yeah, and special ones and such as well.
There's no mic, so that alarm clock mini boss doesn't happen. There's no suplex or other similar copy abilities, because Beetle isn't there.
Yeah, no Bugsy. There's very few in this game. And again, first reading outing, they've done a pretty good shout of it, I think. Pretty good, but I still can't help but feel it's one of my main sort of disappointments with the game. Is it feels like, because obviously there is the copy ability upgrade system, which allows you to sort of increase the power of and in some cases diversify the copy abilities with what you do. But copy abilities are one of the main reasons I like Kirby, and so yeah, like and there's a surprise. Some of the omissions are kind of surprising, There's no stone ability. That's very rare. There's no Waddle Doos in this game, so there's no beam ability. There's no There's no
plasma.
Well, there's no regular electric ability in this game. There's no like spark.
There's no spark. No plasma. No wheel. I mean,
and I think besides the copy ability scrolls and such, another thing I think is the result of its sort of the minimal copy abilities is the mouthful mode.
Yeah.
I think in a sense, to me, mouthful mode can sometimes feel like Copy abilities for a limited section.
Copy abilities plus, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a copy ability you can use for just this section here.
But in that case, a lot of it just kind of it's pretty dubious on which ones are that, copy abilities plus, because a lot of them are pretty one and done. Like
exactly.
The filing cabinet one where all you do is just knock it over and that's it.
It's a way of sort of taking or opening a door.
Yeah.
There's a dome one. I don't begrudge them too much, but I guess because it's kind of funny and cool and such. But I guess to me it's like, Well, if there was no mouthful mode and instead more copy abilities, to me, I would have liked that personally better.
Well, then
at
that point,
the mouthful mode
at that point you kind of have to ask yourself, how can you translate this copy ability into 3D?
Well, I mean, with things like the car mouthful mode, the iconic first mouthful mode we saw in those trailers, that could have been wheel, for instance. That could have just been wheel ability. There's an ability that I can't remember if we've seen at this point or not. That uses water. You could ask, hey, why not just use water? Maybe use the water copy ability and stuff. There are a bunch like that. Even with a cone head, in a sense, you could ask like, why couldn't maybe rock or something or stone do this with like the ground pounds and such? It's a small thing that I don't think everyone's going to agree with.
Why can't Hammer do that? Because as far as I know, like Hammer does the same thing, acts as a
we have Hammer in this game. The Hammer does hit posts.
Well,
and at the very least,
I
guess
in like older games, Rock and Stone function as like two sides of the same coin when it comes to like pegs and stuff.
Yeah.
So I imagine like
I think that is a way of like in some cases it's to make each ability also feel like it has more of a purpose. Like Hammer is the only way that you can hit those pegs now.
Yep.
But then again, there are some, like, when it comes to cutting things, cutter and sword can still do.
Yeah.
So, bit mixed bag there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop you right there because Kirby just got a part-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little mini
games in town.
This is a little mini game that you can play. You unlock more as you play through the game, but in this case, this one's just a simple reaction game. Like, select the thing that the Waddle-Dees want, and the game will try to trick you as to which ones they want, like fading in the silhouette or just like on harder difficulties they'll like sort of load it in it's hard to explain, but they do multiple things to trick you into selecting the wrong thing. And basically, your goal is to get 100% customer satisfaction, at least for the top high score. And once you get to the last 10-20 seconds of this game, you basically get like an onslaught mode where you can see the Waddle-Dee's orders ahead of time, and you can like catch up by getting those orders right.
Yeah, and it speeds up quite a bunch.
Yep. It also it can also work as like a catch up mechanic or something.
Yeah, it required a few Waddle-Dees in order to unlock this minigame. May see some more minigames to unlock in the future with more Waddle-Dees.
Yep, and as the difficulty increases, you get one more item to worry about, which makes it more difficult to deal with the customers. But aside from that, it's the same game.
And their little and their little sort of thought bubbles that show you the food they want kind of change as well. Like sometimes they'll slowly load in.
Yeah.
It'll be only a silhouette. But yeah, mini games like that used to just be on the main menu screen in older games and such. They've integrated it quite nicely into the hub world there, though.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm not gonna go back to it at any point. That's the one time that I get to show it off.
There is a reason you would want to though, but
yeah, there
we'll
is.
talk about that for in the future. Here we have Clutter Needle. Nice callback to Kirby 64's double needle ability.
Oh yeah.
I think with all the nonsense on him. I think the main difference here is it might be slightly bigger, and also you'll drop occasionally a bits of scrap on the floor, so a little bit of extra projectile stuff,
bits and bobs
to cover yourself. Yeah, not too exciting of an upgrade besides the reference, really. But yeah,
that's pretty much what it is.
Yes. To close my thoughts on the copy ability and the mouthful mode stuff, though. For now, until we get more upgrades.
Oh yeah, I have a thing. I have something to say about the hammer upgrades.
I do too, but yeah, I don't begrudge. I don't really begrudge mouthful mode that much. It's just personal preference, really. About that's what I like in Kirby, copy abilities, and also another thing, copy ability variety, like within the amount and also what the copy abilities can do. So like the move sets. I prefer the sort of the more moveset driven copy abilities and such, or the moveset driven games rather. Because even in games like Adventure, I still like the amount of variety they have.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's what the consensus is on mouthful mode, but it does allow for some nice set pieces and such. Like we had the glider earlier.
I think the consensus. The consensus with mouthful mode is that everyone pretty much is okay with it, or at the most likes it. It's just it serves as a set piece, and from what I know of Triple Deluxe, that was the same with Hypernova.
Well, I think for me, I don't know how I feel about Hypernova. It was a set piece, that's for certain. As a big gimmick, I feel like I played Planet Robobot recently again. I feel like as an actual mechanic, the robot is much better and much better integrated into the game. While yeah, Hypernova is just sort of a set piece, kind of like the super abilities as well.
Yeah,
of Return to Dreamland.
There is a fine line between what can be considered a gimmick and what could be considered to be like a spice to add some variety. Like if it's very clear that the gimmick is more of a set piece, then I think that you're not going to get much engagement out of it. Whereas
it's like you're playing it this way with these mechanics for a certain bit.
The Robobot is pretty much just an extension of Kirby, with fewer copy ability options. But
that's the best thing about it, is being able to get copy abilities in it.
Yeah, like it's pretty much its own thing, and it complements the gameplay. And I think that I think that's what mouthful.
Sorry to interrupt again, but
it's fine,
yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, the Robobot. I feel feels like a more of a proper extension and gameplay mechanic, because there are sections you can like miss out on or skip the Robobot entirely.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not just so that's not just a set piece thing either. And I think this, like, of those 4 mechanics we've mentioned, so like the super abilities, Hypernova, Robobot, and this, I think this would come in a second at the very least, because again, it's integrated throughout the game. There are a bunch that are used in clever ways. Like I like how the ring mouth mode can be used for moving boats, but also for activating fans or cleaning dust, or the tornado can also do that.
Yeah, there's multiple applications.
I guess it's just the feeling that in some cases it's like, couldn't a copy ability also do this?
Yeah.
Like I mentioned with a few earlier. But yeah.
Yeah, and
that's just my preference.
And there's some things, and there's some moments where it kind of feels kind of useless, or something like that. Like they use it for this one moment and one moment only, and it is kind of a letdown in some cases. I'm not sure if that's like a thing that people feel about mouthful mode. I don't know what's going on in the Kirby fandom, but I'm pretty sure that in like There is one moment in the in the mall level, the first one, where you have to take down like a cabinet that's been bolted to the wall, and you can just bring down, and like after a while you just bring down the wall entirely. I don't know. That was the only time that ever happened, and I kind of felt let down.
I think it happens once more.
It happens once more in the
Also, you missed the golden fish.
Oh, did I? No, I'll get it.
One of the
I'll get it.
Yeah, they can be pretty hard sometimes. These
there's
missions.
There's only
I missed it first time too.
It only happens twice.
Oh, there it is.
It only happens twice, but both times are in the same level. And by that I mean it happens once in that first mall level, or yeah.
Yeah.
And again in the same sort of first in the first mall level, but in the part 2 of the game.
I thought it happened in a different. Right. Oh, okay.
So
I see. Let's keep hush hush on that for a bit.
There's no other place that that mouthful mode has ever been done, and yet it gets a trophy.
Huh. I thought it was
it gets a figure for some reason.
Yeah. That's the main detriment, I think, with mouthful mode, is that there are, amongst, the sort of cool ones, there are a bunch, and it's a fun way, I think, of tying, a bunch of different sort of mechanics together, really, of like maybe moving stairs, for instance. But yeah, the main drawback is like sometimes you feel like, well, why is this mouthful mode here, or couldn't a copy ability do this? That's the main drawback, I think, for me.
Yeah.
I assume most people like it, though, is what I assume.
Yeah, that's what I assume too, because I haven't really heard.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard any negative opinions on it. Then again, I don't really keep track of what goes on around Kirby. So
yeah,
I only pick it up because, like, hey, it's Kirby, simple fun. That's all. Very wholesome.
I have a few friends that like Kirby.
By the way, did you? There was like a little Christmas short on the Twitter account. Did you see that one?
Probably not. I think it's so young. I know the Kirby social media. Sometimes they do these little like narrated stories, right?
Yeah, it was one of them. It was like I think they were like bringing up the Christmas tree, and Kirby got the job of putting the star up on the tree. But then he fell over and broke it.
Oh no!
Yeah, but then
to get a warp star to fix it.
I think him and his friends all pitched together to fix the star, or provided an alternative.
It's fun little things like that.
Yeah.
That's just pretty nice.
Good
I think.
Wholesome feels.
It's just nice.
It's good wholesome feels.
Mm.
Yeah. Good wholesome feels in a game that wants to be an anime.
Kirby wants to be whatever it wants to be, really.
He wants to be. He wants to find the One Piece. Which, by the way, did you know that's real?
How do you mean?
It's a meme I've been finding on Twitter sometimes, where it like
okay,
where the joke is that like I think it was like like how forward the character saying that was. I think that's how it was, but I don't know. I just been seeing it a lot.
Is there like some One Piece Kirby like crossover I'm not aware of?
Yeah, where he wears Luffy's straw hat.
Okay.
He took a bite of gum. Yeah.
There is I think there is a One Piece game with a Kirby costume in it. It was a Japanese only sort of a platform fighter-esque.
Oh, that's funny.
One Piece fighting game, yeah.
Was it like a Jump All Stars or something like that?
Similar playing, from what I understand. Neither of those
Force?
series I've played
Jump
though.
Force?
No, that's a different thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we have unlocked the way to the boss.
Yep. Unfortunately, we will not be doing that this part. Next part, though.
Next part, indeed.
Next part, yes, sirree. Also, this is also another no-no. You're not supposed to go into the water for this part because mission.
Yep.
And don't bring in don't bring in Spike for this one because he can't reach.
You got to be very precarious. Yeah, precarious if you want to do it with Needle here. Yeah.
Yep.
You just abandon it, go for a good old suck and shoot.
Yeah. And
Right,
all you gotta do is just beat up everyone and not touch water. That's all you gotta do. So yeah.
Okie dokie. Right. Well. I believe we will then see you next part, everyone.
Yeah, we ran out of things to talk about. But hey, we got that last Swallow D safe.
Yeah, off he goes.
Yep.
To Waddle D Town he goes.
He's gonna have some
See you
he's
then.
gonna have some toast.